Hello, everyone. Today is Friday, January the 27th. It is 12 noon. Welcome to Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, and Real Live with Damon, the agent, coming at you each and every Friday at 12 noon to give you the latest real estate topics and also to share a little bit of what's going on in the world when it pertains to just life in general. Most of the time, I have a special guest to come on, but this week I don't have one. So I'm going to get right into the whole real estate. So this week I am talking about credit issues, correcting credit issues. The reason why I'm talking about this is because before anyone can buy a house, if they are getting a home loan, they have to have the appropriate credit. And the appropriate credit in most cases is their middle score being 640 or higher. Now, the middle score is not any specific bureau because I've had people to ask me which bureau is it between TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And it's no set middle score. It's just your middle score because the lenders that pull your credit, they are looking for the middle score. The reason why they're looking at the middle score is because you can have a high of 700. You can have a low of 500, but they focus on that because they figure that is the average. So we're going to be talking about things to do in order to help people fix their credit score. Now, of course, you can always hire a credit bureau. I'm sorry, not a credit bureau, but a credit repair company to help you. There's also a fee associated with that. Some people do not like to go through credit repair companies because some of them have not been good, even though I am affiliated with a great one. I had the young lady on my show a couple of months ago in which she's been dealing with my credit for years. So if you're looking to have a credit repair company to do so, please let me know. I'll make that connection. But this is for those people who want to fix their own credit and they don't know how. They want to fix it, whether it's to be to buy a house, whether it's to be to get a credit card or to get a car note or to lower the interest rate on their mortgage or to lower the interest rate on their car note and or credit card, because we all know that people are also talking about interest rates. And even when you look online and you see the commercials for the credit cards like Discover, Capital One, or whatever, if you look at it, they're always talking about the 0% interest rate. But most people don't get that. And people, still pay their credit card notes. So I'm just saying, I just want to share with you certain things that you all can do in order to help yourself. Now, the first step will be each individual would need to pull their own credit. And what do I mean by that? Meaning you yourself have to contact all three credit bureaus and pull all three of your credit reports. The reason why this is so critical for you to do so and to not allow a lender or third party to do so is because if anyone else pulls your credit except you, it is considered a hard inquiry. And when it's considered a hard inquiry, that can possibly lower your credit score. So let's say hypothetically, if you were trying to buy a house and your credit score was at 635, and remember the minimum score has to be at least 640, and then you go apply for a credit card or you go get a new car, that's going to lower your credit and that's going to have a negative effect on you. But when you yourself pull your own credit reports, that is considered a soft inquiry. And because it's considered a soft inquiry, it does not have an impact on your credit score at all. So the first thing to do is to contact all three credit bureaus. And I strongly advise for you to call them. I know online we can do a lot of things these days, and we can go online and you can go to the credit bureaus. But here's the issue when you go online. If you go online to, let's say, Equifax or even Experian or even TransUnion, they always try to sell you the other two bureaus' credits. And the problem with that is the score that they give you is not the actual score from those actual bureaus. Those are their scores calculated to what they assume it will be. But the reason why they do that is because, like everyone else, they're just trying to make money. So I would strongly suggest for you to contact all three credit bureaus and to basically call them. Now, and I just put the numbers on the board, and I'm going to turn this camera around so people can actually see it. Um, hopefully you all can see that. But I also want people to notate to contact all three credit bureaus yourself. It may seem a little tedious, but these are the things that you have to do in order to improve your credit score. Because if you don't do anything today, don't be upset with the results you don't get tomorrow. And what I'm saying is basically the all three credit bureaus, if you contact them, of course, they're going to ask for your social security number. They're going to ask for your date of birth. They're going to also ask you about the street address where you live at. You plug in all of that information. They will mail you your credit report. And every year, everyone gets a free credit report anyway. So please keep that in mind. And on top of getting the free credit report, in order to get your score, you do have to pay, I believe it's between 10 to $13 at each bureau, but it is well worth it because let's be honest, more people have spent more than $36 going out to eat to go get a drink. This is considered an investment into yourself. And the reason why it's considered an investment to yourself is because you're trying to fix any credit problems that you have. So the first step is to order all three credit reports. Once you get all three of your credit reports, the next step is to actually look at everything on your credit reports. Once you look at everything on your credit reports, you are looking for anything that is on your credit report that's over 2 years of age. The reason why I say this is this: anything that you have, maybe collections, anything that you have that even maybe you've been late on or whatever, if I were you, I would strongly contest it with each bureau. And the reason why I say that is the credit bureaus are so bombarded with so many people contacting them about things that they have 30 days to respond to you. In 30 days, they have to respond to you. If you challenge anything that's over 2 years old, sometimes things slip through the crack because they don't have time to do so, or they don't do it in a timely manner. I'm telling you this from experience. I remember many years ago, I had I can't remember if it was Nextel or Sprint, and they were on my credit report. And when they were on my credit report, I didn't pay the bill. I cannot remember why I didn't pay the bill. But long story short, they put it on my bill, and I was kind of upset. So honestly, it was my bill, but I contested it. They ended up dropping it off my credit because they did not respond in 30 days. So what I'm telling to you, if you have anything that's over 2 years, contest it. Contest it on there. You'll be surprised if you have 15 items and you contest everything on there, because there's a place to contest each one. Everything that's on your credit report has it aligned, a number. Is this yours? Is this not yours? It asks you these questions. Contest each one of those. Once you contest those, then, like I said, the bureau contacts them. And once they contact them, they have 30 days to respond. So you normally got to get a bureau like between 30 to 60 days to respond back to you. So if you do it now, we're in the end of January. By the end of March, before the end of March, you would definitely hear from them. Once you contest all of them, then you'll see what will fall off your credit reports. And then once you do so, like I said, order your credit scores with that, because they're going to send you a new score if anything drops off of that. And then your score most likely will come up. Another way to deal with credit is if you have any revolving accounts. That's like your car notes, credit cards, anything that you have to pay like that. What I strongly suggest is, number one, to always pay those on time. Number two, if you cannot pay them on time, to pay them down. Your credit card balance should always be below 10% of whatever your credit limit is. If you have a 5,000 credit limit, then your balance should always be below 500. If you have a 500 credit limit, your balance should always be below $50. You always want to keep it that, and keep it below that before the due date. Not saying you can't go use it and max it out, but if your due date is on the 28th, which is tomorrow, today is the 27th, you want to pay it down below the 10% amount. You can use it all the way up there, but you got to pay it down. Another thing that will help boost your credit score is if you pay more than the minimum and you pay it more than one time a month. That tends to have, that does something to the algorithms, to which when the credit companies are looking at your statement and your information, they tend to increase people's credit limits because they're paying before the time and they're paying more the time. If you have a balance that's due of $25 and you put like $200, or you just pay it off in like 3 consecutive months, you'll be surprised. In most cases, your credit score goes up, and with your credit cards, your credit limit tends to go up too. So remember that, to always try to keep the limit under the 10 percentile mark. And that way, if you can pay more than a minimum, that's going to strongly help your credit limit go up, but it's also going to help your credit score go up. The other thing is to always pay your bills on time. Please prioritize that. I know people like to go out, have a good time, but when you don't pay your bills on time, that has a strong impact on your credit, because people report things instantly now. Your credit can go down way quicker than it can actually go up. So please keep in mind when you're out here, and if you don't have a reminder, like, your cell phone nowadays can remind you of everything, I would strongly suggest to you to utilize and take advantage of Google Calendar. In most cases, many people have iPhones, many people have Androids, but Google tends to offer that to everyone. If you have a Gmail account, it is free to you. Download Google Calendar. You can actually put reminders on there for every month when your bill is due, and then you can also get reminders before it is actually due. These things would tend to help people boost their credit score. Now, I am saying these things to you all and everything because these little tedious things have a huge impact on your credit score, whether you realize it or not. And I just want to share those things to help people to boost that, because I get approached by people all the time. People looking to buy foreclosed properties, people looking to buy houses. And, as realtors, the first question we need to know is how they're going to finance these properties. One person would say, well, don't they have programs for things like that? They do have programs for just about everything out here. But here's the thing, though. There are people out here that will finance you, but depending on what your credit is, determine whether or not you're going to pay more money on the back end. Just like when you don't have good credit, your interest rate on a credit card can be 22% or 18%. That's way higher than 0%. And that has to do with your credit score. So another thing is, though, people are looking at the interest rates these days, but if you have very good score, and now because the market is actually shifting, I would talk about that on my next podcast, that because it's shifting, you can get sellers to contribute to buying down interest rate. But here's the thing: if your credit score is not up to par, guess what? You can't ask for something if you're not where you should be. So I say these things to help identify the credit issues and to also to help fix the credit issues. Like I said, I put the numbers to Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion there at the bottom. Let me see if I can correct that a little bit to, hold on. Let me see. Okay. All right, no, it's still there. But basically I put it at the bottom to please contact all 3 credit bureaus and request your credit reports with the score. The score is going to cost you like $12 or something to that effect, but it's going to be well worth it. Please look at it as an investment into yourself, because what you're trying to do is set yourself up 6 months or more later to have very, very good credit. Now, I also mentioned about contesting any and all things that are over 2 years old if they're on your credit reports. People will be surprised. I told this to a young lady, and matter of fact, let me see if I can find her message real quick. And I told her about these same items, and she did everything that I told, and her credit score jumped significantly. It jumped significantly. So I'm trying to see if I can find that message. Hold on. Hold on. All right, please give me a second. I just want to read it to you. She said, literally 2 years ago, you did a video on credit repair, how people you think actually apply. How many people do you actually think apply? I'm being so hard because I did. I watched and I still watch credit go up, and I am at a 776. That little advice you gave went a long way. I guess the people I meet say that they want help and they really don't, because Damon, you give a lot of information on social media and people just do not take advantage of it. So she sent me that like a couple of months ago, but the same thing I'm sharing with you all right now, I shared with her. She applied them. As you heard, her credit score went up to 776 by just doing these little things. Doing these little things. They are so tedious, but they tend to go a long way. And I am sharing them with you because I want you all to have great credit, whether you're getting a credit card, a new car, or you're buying a house. You know, we all need credit. And another thing that I always like to say about credit is credit fluctuates. It goes up and down. And they tend to look at your last 7 to 10 years. So don't feel as though if you have terrible credit, if you file for bankruptcy, that you can never get your credit up, because you can't. It's just a matter of time. And don't think if just because you have A1 credit that you can't be affected, because here's the thing. Let me read something that somebody sent me today. Okay. And this was somebody who sent me about, and I deal with all types of people, white, black, Hispanic, Africans, and everything. This is a white lady. She's a friend of mine. And she wrote this. Let me read this, okay? She said, um, we need to discuss credit issues. And I said, what's your question? She said, I just need my credit score to be higher. It's not urgent. I just want you to take a look at my credit reports. She said, Credit Karma is not accurate. And I said, okay, no problem. She said, yes, not accurate. You have to make those calls to the credit bureau. I'm thinking I had a 670. No, sir, I don't. I feel so out the loop. White people had good credit. And she's white. So I laughed at that. She was jokingly and stuff. But here's the thing, though. She's right. Credit Karma is not giving you all an accurate response. What you'll have to understand is what Credit Karma is. Credit Karma does a lot. They get paid through a lot of advertisers and marketing. That's why they always telling you to apply for your credit through Capital One, whomever, blah, 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 at the bottom. What they do is Credit Karma gives you hope, and they're very optimistic. They're similar to Zillow. If anyone knows Zillow, Zillow has this thing called Zestimate, and with your home value may be worth $250, but Zillow will make you seem like your house is worth $550. That $550. That's the same thing with Credit Karma. Your credit score might be 490, and Zillow will make you seem like your credit score is 650. Credit Karma will make you seem like your credit score is 650. So what I'm saying is Credit Karma is not accurate. It is free. What you'll have to understand is a lot of the information that you get for free, sometimes it's not accurate. You have to always double check. And Credit Karma just boosts everyone's self-esteem and morale. That's how I feel about it. So what I like to say is that please do these things. Someone just said, do you have a credit repair connect? Yes, I do, Veronica. I actually spoke about that at the beginning of this. I have a young lady that I've been using for, it's been about 8 years. And let me explain the story on this credit repair company, because I've been in real estate nearly 18 years. Of course, I've been approached by many people. Oh, we fix repairs, So because I'm very conscious and I always like to look out for my clients, I tend to not like to send anyone that I haven't dealt with or that I know does thorough work. So what I did with this young lady is I put myself on the credit repair with her to see how she worked, her and her company. And they boost my credit score up like that. A lot of things that I'm sharing with y'all already knew, but there were some things that they did too. They boost my credit score up. And then I turned around and got approved for some credit cards here. My credit score was there. But here's the thing. You have to follow the routine. Just like I'm telling you all, you have to keep your credit limit under 10%. You have to follow things. So it doesn't work if you don't work. Plain and simple. If you don't work it, it's not going to work for you. So you can't expect the top results when you have given it the bare minimum effort. So please take that into consideration. But yes, Veronica, I would definitely give you that credit, Repair Connect. Um, but I am going to come back and go over the things that I identified after I go over my next segment. So hold on for 1 second, you all. I don't know if you all can hear my smooth jazz in the background. So my next topic is risk versus rewards. Now I talk about this because there have been so many things that have come up recently in reference to this. And people might say, what do you mean? Um, like I was asked a question recently. Um, I was actually at my office and somebody said to me, because they know I've been married before, they said, are you getting married again? And I said, I really don't know. And they said, why? I said, because the risk seems to outweigh the rewards. And they were like, what do you mean by that? And I said, well, basically, it depends on, in nowadays, marriage is like a partnership. It's like a business and everything. So it depends on who's trying to get what. That's why sometimes people are trying to have prenuptial. Some people are broke. Some people going in with hidden agendas. But the heartache and everything, you know what I'm saying, can be a problem. See, the risk in that case is the marriage. The rewards mean two heads are always better than one. Tax purposes, build an empire together, those are the benefit, those are the rewards. The risk, you know what I'm saying, is getting married and then it falls apart because many people who have been married don't want to get married again for those reasons. But that's one aspect. I also was thinking about all other aspects of life. When you look at like people's health, for example, when you look at your health, you know, people eat all this fast food, people don't work out, and then they have all these health issues. They got high blood pressure, they got high cholesterol. Some people have diabetes. Some people have, some people are not doing well. Now, going to the gym for some people is considered a risk because people don't want to inflict pain on themselves. So, because they don't want to inflict pain on themselves, they feel like it's a risk. But the reward will be feeling better, looking better, being better. See, in many aspects of life, there are many risks versus rewards. It just depends on how we're looking at things. Being out of shape, you can have health issues and health problems, or you can get in shape. The reward is, like I said, feeling good and looking good. The risk is health issues when you're out of shape. Another risk is when people go out here and they gamble all the time. People gamble, whether it's the lottery, whether it's the casino, whether it's on sports betting. That's a risk, gambling. The rewards is winning money, winning lots of money, winning more money than you actually bet. That's the reward. Also, stepping out in faith is a risk. No matter what you're doing in life, if you step out on faith, that's a risk. The reward is living your life how you see it playing out. That's the reward. Also, pursuing a career versus working a job. There's some people who work jobs and they want to start a career by doing whatever it is they want to do, but they're scared to do so. The reward is living a life by your design, being your own boss. No one telling you what to do, what time to get up. Now, understand when you start a career and you're your own boss, you're considered a business owner. And, if you don't produce, you don't make any money. You don't make any money, you don't eat. That's the thing about, a career and being a business owner, but the risk is pursuing it. The reward is, again, a life by design and you being the boss of your own life versus you working for someone else and they having a boss on there. Because think about this, many people have worked for people, and you ever looked at the supervisor and realized you're smarter than the supervisor? You ever realize that basically that the person who's gotten a title over you, you know more than them, but they're getting paid more than you, but you know more than them? I don't know if any of you ever felt that way, but I know I used to feel that way when I used to work. And I felt like people were getting paid more than me, than people were my supervisor and had a title over me. And I didn't like it because something when you're educated and you know more than other people who are your boss, it makes you feel a certain type of way. So that's why knowledge is key. And that's why one of the things that I always say is the more you learn, the more you earn. I don't care where you at in life. The more you learn, the more you earn. That's why people should read more books. Read a book. You'll learn a lot. They put all the knowledge in the books. Because understand when people get those job titles, there's many people out here who be ego tripping off a job title. They feel like they got a title that they're better than you. That's how some people feel, unfortunately, when they're not even smarter than you, but they're getting paid more than you. So that should make you look at things differently. So when we're looking at life from different perspectives, it's risks versus rewards. What risk are you going to take to try to get the reward that you want? You want to go on a vacation, then you're going to have to risk something in some cases. Depends on your lifestyle, depends on your job, your career, whatever. If you want to get in better shape, you're going to have to risk making sacrifices, going to the gym and inflicting some pain. That's why in the gym they always say no pain, no gain. That's what it means in the gym. But the reward is the body that you want. Everybody can't go get surgery. People go get surgery, lipotuck and thing. And I understand if it's for health reasons that people have to get it, but some people just get it because they got the money to do so and they're too lazy to actually go to the gym. And then what they found out later on, years later on, is they got to continue to keep getting those surgeries to keep up. Because if you don't do what you're supposed to do, then you're going to go back to what you was before. But at the same time, some people get the surgery, then they start to work out and try to act like they've been working out their entire life when we all know that they haven't. But again, when it pertains to the risk versus the rewards, you have to weigh which one is more worth it to you, the risk or the rewards. Health problems, working out to the gym. Gambling, playing the lottery, winning money. Stepping out on faith, living a life by design. Pursuing a career job that you want. Being a business owner. Marriage, divorce. Two heads are better than one. Building an empire, tax purposes, someone to have your back. Look, when we're dealing with so much, we have to clearly understand that it's all a risk, y'all. Everything we do is a risk. When you get in your car and you drive, it's a risk. You could be at the light and somebody can run into the back of you. It's all a risk. When you go out here, some people leave out and they don't come back because that's just how things are. It's all a risk. The food that we have in the United States, we all know it's not the greatest. We're trusting that the people who chopped up the meat and everything, that they didn't put anything in it. When we go out to eat at the restaurant, that's a risk. Now, there are rewards in all this too. When we go out and we get in our car and we get to our destination and we get to where we're going, that's the reward. And then when we go out and we eat good food and it feels good and tastes good, that's the reward. So when we're out here doing life, understand that we're dealing with risk, but we also dealing with rewards too. Everything we do has a risk and a reward. You have to determine with yourself which one is it worth. Is it worth it? Is the risk worth the rewards? Because in some cases, some people feel like the risk outweighs the rewards. But if the rewards outweigh the risk, then sometimes you have to risk taking that chance in order to get the reward. Hope you all clearly understood that. So let me come back with my recap. All right. So now I'm coming back with the recap. The recap of today is correcting credit issues. Again, I'm going to go over it. Make sure you call all three credit bureaus. Equifax, the number is 1-800-685-1111. Experian, the number is 1-888-397-3745. 842. TransUnion. The number is 1-888-909-8872. Please call all three credit bureaus, request your credit reports, and pay for the scores too. The next thing you're going to do after that is once you get your reports, you're going to look at everything on your report, and anything that's over 2 years old, you are going to contest. Say it's been taken care of. You ain't lying. It's been taken care of whether you paid for it or not. You'll be surprised, especially if you have over 5 to 10 items on your report. You'll be surprised how many is going to come off. Trust me. A few are going to come off. It's a high percentage. A few are going to come off. 3 is if you have credit cards, please keep the balance below 10% of whatever the limit is. At one point, it was 30%, but they changed that, y'all. And also pay your credit cards on time and pay more than the minimum balance. If you can make double the payment twice in a month, at least a week before payment is due, that is going to help boost your limit over time, especially if you put lump sums down. And I don't know what you're dealing with financially, only you know, but look at it. If it's $25 due a month, put $50 on it, and you'll be surprised what will happen. And also make sure you pay all your bills on time. These are things that will help. They are simple, but they're very critical to helping you boost your credit score. And I finish also by saying the risks versus the rewards. Now, again, the recap is in life, we all are taking risks. You take a risk when you go get in your car. You take a risk when you meet somebody new and you become intimate with them. You're taking risks, but there's a reward with the risk sometimes if the rewards outweigh the risk. Because if the risk outweighs the rewards, then some people are not going to take that chance. Just like I mentioned when that lady asked me that question, I told her I don't know because the risks seem to outweigh the rewards. But that's the same when people go gamble. Some people hit it big when they go to the casino. Some people hit it big when they play the lottery. But majority of the people don't. But guess what? They took a risk and they reaped the benefits of the rewards. And there's another thing that I looked up too is that I read. This was years ago because the times have changed. But they were saying a lot of the millionaires in the world take a lot of risks that the average person would not. So the reward is the lifestyle that they live. The risk is they could have lost everything. Same thing applies in your life. Sometimes you got to ask yourself, does the risk outweigh the rewards, or do the rewards outweigh the risk? Only you know the answer to that question, and only you will determine how your life turns out. Because understand the life we live right now is a manifestation of everything that we said, thought, and have done in our lives up to this point. So everything that goes further in your life is everything that you do, say, and will do and manifest in the future to get what you want. So I hope you understood the message. Please make sure you'll follow all of my social media platforms. It's at the bottom right here. Please follow me. I'm trying to go live on TikTok, but I got to have over 1,000 followers. I think I got like 500 followers. Please help me get over 1,000 so I can go live on TikTok as well, because I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm on these platforms. I need to add TikTok to that, so I will appreciate your help. Please follow me on all my social media platforms. If you have any questions, please let me know. Always check out DamonTheAgent.com, licensed in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. You all can always contact me. You can always call or text me at 202-618-1382. I appreciate you coming to me each and every Friday at 12 noon. I'm going to have a special guest on soon. I'll let you all know. You all have a fantastic weekend. Stay warm and understand that God loves you, and so do I. Thank you.